So the crazy thing about places that I moved to, well, I found that, being spiritual and everything, I tend to attract spiritual or religious themed things. The first place I moved to, there was a church underneath me, and I moved here to Salem, and there's a church below me that's a Spanish church, but they yell. So I guess the thing is, I need to ask the universe next time when I move again that I can have like a Hare Krishna church or something underneath me, because that'd be awesome. It'd be a higher vibration. It'd be much more pleasant. But I just see like everywhere I go, like it just follows me. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not sure what this is all about. You can hear some of it now. Hold on. I can hear it now. Yeah, you hear that, yeah. But it's okay. I know that I can get through this too as well. I just need to just accept it. It's okay. They're down there doing their thing. I'm up here. It's okay. The sooner I do that, or express whatever feelings are coming up, I can go back to my state of peace. I can go back to having more love in my heart and more compassion and understanding for all. With that, so in a way, I'm grateful for this. I mean, at first I was not, and I had issues with them before, but then I realized I do see that some of these religious groups can be very, using their spirituality as authority. I almost was arrested because I told him I lived above him, and he said that he's been here longer than me and I should move. This is not right. That's abusing your spiritual nature or your religious nature. But nonetheless, today I had an experience where I decided to do something kind of daring I didn't do before, and that was just paint outside. To be out, be vulnerable, to be out in the open. And when I was out in the open, I was afraid. I didn't know where I was living. And it wasn't because of stereotype. It was because of what I was seeing. And because of what I was seeing, it opened my eyes, and I realized, and I just started crying out, and I started crying. I just felt it. I just went through it. I didn't stop anything. I just started crying and went through it. And just like, why are you hurting each other? Why are you doing this? Why are you afraid? And the guy who I got in an argument with before that almost called cops on me came over to me. And he touched my shoulder, and he said to me, "I'm sorry." So I had a moment where it was a healing moment. I was just in the right. I had to be there. I had to be there, and I just had to go through that, and I had to. And just after that whole thing, it was just amazing, because it was like, even though he's on a whole different wavelength than I am, and this whole idea of spiritual or religion or whatever, it's like I had to just let it be the way it was, but at the same time, I had to realize that, I can't, that's still not right, the spiritual authority thing, and that may be something it may take a while for him to get over himself. I can't be angry at him completely, because that is part of his ego that he's working with. He doesn't know it though, and that's the thing. He's not aware of it. He's trapped in his role as being this father figure for his people. And it's like I see this a lot in like a lot of things, not just the father figure, but like even the idea of like the roles people play, like construction workers. And I saw this today as well. I'm just really just observing all this stuff, and I'm just seeing how like no one really accepts who they are, and that's the problem. We don't accept who we are. If we just accept who we are, and there won't be this separation. Like I don't know. I just feel like in a way that people have created this separate self. It doesn't exist. And it's hard to explain this to people sometimes. And I don't know. It's like they go off of the experience, off of the appearance of an individual more than anything else, and just because of that factor, I think that's why we have so many different deformities and other things of that nature, because we haven't accepted ourselves, and then these are just a manifestation of us not accepting ourselves. Thus we have more disease, and we have more all these different things that are going on right now. Is it the result that we're not accepting ourselves? If we did accept ourselves, and we didn't have to prove ourselves to anything. I mean, that's the other big issue, is that we're always having to prove ourselves to something. And why? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I mean, there's nothing to prove, and there's nowhere to go. We just have to be here now. This is where we have to be, not on this plate, but in the present moment. And when you're in the present moment, you have so much power. And the other most beautiful thing I've learned today, being in the present moment. And this is so awesome. I can just talk about this. I'm so fucking vulnerable. It's great. I have nothing to lose. Okay, so anyways. So, where was I? Oh, I remember now. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, there was a gentleman today, and just out of the kindness of my heart, I'm not expecting anything. It just came to me that this guy needed a coffee. So I got him a coffee. And the thing was, he didn't speak. But the thing was, I wasn't listening. You see, I think that when you're in the present moment and you use your ears in that present moment, you can hear everything. Even people that are mumbling, if you listen, you hear it. But is it also possibly because, like, when we're talking to someone, or when someone's talking to us, we face them like this, we don't hear the information. But if we turn our head to this way and we listen, we actually hear it. I don't know where I'm going with this, but this is where I'm at. And I don't know, just a thought, an idea. I'm not afraid to just do this thing now. It's okay. It's all okay, because When we accept things as they are, but bring awareness to it, but not get trapped in it, but realize things as they are, we can actually start to change it. But only when we realize and accept things as they are can we change it. And I think that's the problem a lot of people are going through right now in the emotional aspect of things. They're not accepting where they're at. And if you can't accept where you're at and what's happened or what's just happened to you, how can you go forward? How can you move past it? Oh, we need to just accept things where they are, where you're at, and that's where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. And it's okay, because it's temporarily. Because the true feeling that you really have is happiness. You are that. You are love, and you are the happiness that you are looking for. You are all of that. That's what you are. That's what we are. We are that. There's no looking for it. We are it. But we experience these times of challenges and these times of, challenges. Yes. Experience these times of challenges. And from these challenges, they're just temporarily. It's all temporarily. Because the real you is love. The real you is happy. That's your normal state of being, is bliss. You are that bliss. You are the most beautiful beings on this planet. But because we've been told we're not, we start to believe it. And that's the same with everything. Same with nature, same with all this stuff. If we see the beauty within our own self, then we see the beauty in everything else.